Celebrity war zone tours are more than goodwill, they are live-action billboards.
I think we're all just watching in horror.
No bullet-scarred selfie, no flak jacket hug, no orphan-saving soundbite escapes the lens without a publicist's green light. But what does it take to spin frontline misery into primetime optics?
We have approved funding for $30 million to the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation.
And who's really directing when Madonna tiptoes through Gaza's rubble and Tom Hanks cracks a grin in a Kiev trench? Are we witnessing compassion or the most dangerous branding campaign on Earth? From glam to grit, celebrity humanitarian tours are the new luxury getaway swap yachts for yurts and swap cans for camps. Angelina Jolie practically earned elite status with United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, logging over 60 dusty, jet-lagged missions that probably required more shots than a tequila bar. George Clooney pops up in conflict zones smoother than his Nespresso ads, and Gaga showing up with rhinestones and relief kits. Iconic. Even Bieber's been spotted going from baby to maybe I'll save the world today. Sure, these high-wattage walkabouts draw cameras like bugs to a solar-powered halo because let's face it, CNN won't show up for statistics, but it will for stilettos in the Sahara. Yet somewhere between the tearful eye contact and the perfectly backlit tents, you have got to wonder, is this real aid or a cinematic cameo? Human suffering gets airtime, sure, but so does the celebrity's best side. Aid becomes a photo op, crisis zones become content, and that tear on camera might just be glycerin. One hand gives a blanket, the other checks for likes. Is it goodwill or glamsploitation? Either way, someone's publicist is winning an award, and it's not for field logistics. Dirty secrets. Are celebs being manipulated? Welcome to the wild world of celebrity geopolitics, where Orlando Bloom can allegedly moonlight as a secret United States agency for international development agent he did not. And Ben Stiller is framed as a humanitarian hype man with a government stipend, except, plot twist, it was all a cinematic-grade fake. Yep, in 2025, news-style clips claimed stars were cashing U.S. checks to pose in Ukraine, but that script got shredded faster than a TMZ and DA completely debunked. And if that was not weird enough, 2023 turned into a propaganda remix album. Russian-linked trolls deepfake Taylor Swift into sounding like she traded anti-hero for pro-Kremlin. Oprah was suddenly giving away tanks, and Beyoncé was rebranded as Queen Bey of Moscow. Meanwhile, fake cameo videos had Elijah Wood chirping out pro-Russian pep talks with the enthusiasm of a sleepy hobbit at Comic-Con. These digital puppets made it feel like celebrities had wandered into a global game of Among Us, and they were sus. With all the smoke and mirrors, did the real celeb visits move policy mountains or just break Instagram? Because when fame meets foreign policy, sometimes you get a diplomatic stir, and sometimes just a lot of retweets and a mildly confused Orlando Bloom. Social media meets conflict. Welcome to 2025, where war has a ring light and a soundtrack say hello to the warfluencer. Gone are the days of gritty documentaries. Now it's TikToks from trenches with trending audio and captions like POV. You just dodged a missile. These camel-clad content creators go live from conflict zones while dodging shrapnel and chasing clout. Their fans, doom-scrolling city kids who think post-traumatic stress disorder is a filter. 1 second you are watching a makeup tutorial. The next you're in a bombed-out bakery with a vlogger saying, "Smash that like button if you think peace talks will work this time." Sure, it spreads awareness. Nothing says informative like drone footage with lo-fi beats. But is it aid or just ad revenue? Can hashtags end wars or just make them go viral? Meanwhile, your algorithm's like, since you liked Sniper POV, here's a Civil War remix. Real suffering, now in HED. Coming soon. Merch drops from the front lines. Get your ceasefire chick hoodie now. What do these visits actually do? While star-studded visits to disaster zones might seem like golden tickets to awareness, the real question is, are they humanitarian missions or headline hijackings? Sure, when Angelina Jolie steps into a refugee camp, the world listens and wallets open. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees credits her for putting crisis on the global map, turning media glare into money and momentum. But on the ground, it's not all camera flashes and compassion. NGOs sometimes groan as security scrambles. Convoys clog aid routes, and dockers flood fragile zones just to glimpse a star. Instead of tense intrigue, there's traffic and theatricality. And let's not overlook the sinister spin state-sponsored celebrity tours in places like North Korea or China, where famous faces are paraded to sell sanitized versions of suffering, all while tightening the grip of state narratives. Then comes the plot twist worthy of a spy thriller, when powerful nations roll out actors, musicians, or influencers to glamorize foreign interventions. The red carpet unfurls alongside tanks as war becomes a spectacle, with celebs pitching conflict like it's a blockbuster. Are they peace ambassadors or propaganda pawns? In this blurry drama of real aid versus showy activism, maybe the spotlight should be on who's pulling the strings and who benefits when the cameras roll. Celebs as diplomatic tools, sometimes on the state's ledger. Celebrity diplomacy has gone from red carpet novelty to strategic soft power weapon, with A-listers swapping film scripts for foreign policy scripts, sometimes quite literally. George Clooney may have pioneered the charm offensive at UN summits, suavely nudging world leaders toward action, but the playbook has since evolved into something far more orchestrated. Take Israel's 2023 Gaza campaign. Celebrity visits were not casual photo ops, they were meticulously staged statecraft. Gal Gadot, Quentin Tarantino, and Jerry Seinfeld weren't just showing support. They were part of a curated PR blitz designed to boost morale and shift the global lens. These visits were cleared through layers of officialdom, then blasted across media outlets like high-budget trailers for a political blockbuster. It's diplomacy by influencer, war messaging wrapped in entertainment packaging. And here's the twist. When celebrities tour conflict zones with a smile and a soundbite, are we witnessing history or a branded storyline? Is the audience watching humanitarian aid or an infomercial for ideology? As the camera pans and the applause cues, we have to ask, are we moved to care or carefully moved to believe? The show must go on, but maybe it's time to check who's writing the script. Are we buying the smoke and mirrors? Public reaction to celebrity activism is no longer a standing ovation, it's more like a mixed Rotten Tomatoes score. In the charged context of Israel and Hamas, star-studded posts became emotional landmines. Some viewers felt seen, others saw red. When Justin Bieber posted about Gaza bombings using an image labeled Israel, the internet did not clap, it combusted. One misstep and solidarity morphs into spin, triggering backlash, boycotts, or a full-blown cancel campaign. And beneath the drama lies a deeper trend. Audiences are growing skeptical of celebs playing savior. Research shows that while their emotional appeals may light up social feeds, they rarely move the policy needle without a solid backbone of action or substance. Flash without follow-through just feels hollow. Awareness is great, but when every influencer is suddenly an expert on geopolitics, it risks overwhelming or alienating audiences rather than inspiring them. Are we engaging minds or just exhausting them? That's the tricky line today's fame-fueled advocacy walks and sometimes stumbles over. Conclusion. So what's the real takeaway from this star-studded spotlight dance? Celebrity visits to war zones are like double-edged lightsabers, shining a beam on crises the world might ignore, but also swinging dangerously close to staged spectacle or even weaponized spin. They can raise awareness, yes, but they can also feed modern propaganda machines, whether state-crafted or AI-enhanced. Still, when the fame is backed by facts, real aid, and boots-on-the-ground commitment, magic can happen. The key? Authenticity over optics, action over applause, and a public savvy enough to ask, is this flash or a real footprint? If you enjoyed peeling back the curtain on celebrity crisis tours and war zone PR, smash that like button like it's a tabloid headline. Don't forget to subscribe for more truth bombs. Hit the bell so you never miss a spotlight turned searchlight, because in this show, the script is real.